Hello and welcome to the pre-match show of the Hero Indian Women's League 2021-22 season and the final day of round as a coach educator for the All India Football Federation. Shakti sir, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Soham.
In the previous game, we saw Gokulam Kerala against SSB Women. We saw SSB put up a very strong fight in the first half, but suddenly switching off in the second. And all those psychological factors, Shakti sir, how the coaches deal with it.
It's very important, when you're playing a long league, every points count. And looking at the, initial part of the game, when you lose a lot of games in the beginning, it's definitely going to hamper you at the end. But it's early stage, and there is always an opportunity to come back because a lot of games are still left.
And with Gokulam Kerala winning their matches, it's also putting pressure on the teams chasing them. And for a team like SSB Women, with the caliber they've got, they were always going to be looking for the top spot and not play for the second and third position because they're the champions of Kanyashri Cup for for two successive times. And back in 2020, they defeated sides like East Bengal in the final.
Absolutely, I watched that game, and to be honest, the way SSB team were playing, the kind of high press which they were trying to play against the well organized and well experienced Gokulam FC was commendable. Unfortunately, the opportunities or the options or the chances which they got, they could not convert them, but they gave a very tough fight to Gokulam FC.
We saw Odisha as well, improved version of Mata Rukmani against Odisha Police, and they lost by just a solitary goal, a sign of improvement compared to the game against Setu FC. Do you think as the tournament goes by, we will see Mata Rukmani becoming a bogey team for a lot of teams in the Hero Indian Women's League?
It's too early to say, but yes, if we take positive out of it, a team from a tribal area, from a Chhattisgarh, trying to come into mainstream of Indian women's football, which itself is a very motivating and positive sign. It will take some time for them to develop, and if they are playing with only homegrown players, then it's definitely going to be tough. And Bogi team, I don't know, but yes, looking at the performance against Odisha Police, I feel if they work on their defensive unit and trying to be compact while defending, there is a possibility where they can trouble or can hold on a lot of teams to score those many goals against them.
And the champions of the Kanyashri Cup, as I've mentioned, SSB Women, the side from Siliguri, they've got a lot of players in their lineup who played for India previously, and there they are. They've reached the venue, SSB Women Football Club, making their way out from the team bus. Shakti sir, gonna be one of the strong contenders for the title, SSB Women.
Absolutely, they are, and the last season they were third, and they are one of the contender. And they also know that the loss against Gokulam FC has, been a kind of an obstacle for them, for them to move ahead at the points table. But this game is very important. Not only winning, but winning with a big margin is definitely important for them to move up on the points table.
It is also a battle, sir, between the two head coaches, Juliet Miranda and Sandeep Singh on the other side. Do you think Mata Rukmani will be happy with a point against a team like SSV Women and they're going to opt for a slight conservative approach in this game?
Absolutely. Looking at the team sheet, we can definitely see that the kind of firepower which SSB has, it will be very difficult for Mata Rukmani team to hold on for long, but it will be also a learning experience for them. How long they can hold on if playing in phases like at least holding them for at least 20 to 25 minutes and then trying to push up to half time. The more they are not going to concede the goal, their confidence is going to build, and the pressure is also going to pile on the SSB team because it's not only about the 3 points; it's also about the goal scores. The difference which they have to match with the teams who are on the top of the tables.
This is the SSB women's side looking very, very confident. The crucial player going to be the number 10, Dular Marandi. She scored a wonderful hat trick in the opener, Shakti sir.
Agreed, it's not only Marandi, but there are different players like Purnima also. She also scored 2 goals. So they have the firepower and the teams. Even Ranjita is also there in the team. So when we talk about the attacking threat, absolutely they have good attacking threat. But we need to see how this attacking team is been dealt by Mata Rukmani team. because they need to compact their defense. They need to have that balance in defense, which is very, very important, and especially marking the zone 14 tightly, not allowing the opponent to use zone 14 freely, because we have seen in the last few games that a lot of goals, a lot of opportunities which were created from the zone 14.
How crucial the opening 15 minutes are going to be if Mata Rukmani manages to hold on, or if SSB women chips in a couple of goals in the first 15 minutes, then do you think that there's a possibility of Mata Rukmani's entire setup breaking down early on?
Uh, Sohan, when we talk about matches, the first 15 minutes are very crucial because a lot of teams take time to settle down. And when you are not settled down and you are already down by a goal or a two, and when you know that you're playing against a stronger opponent, psychologically you go down. You know that there is a very less hope to come back and try to match up to them. So as long as you can hold them, don't allow them to score, have some share of those chances against the stronger team, will build on the confidence. And once you gain the confidence and you keep on holding them for at least 15-20 minutes, then the game can also be a competitive game.
Now let's hear from the head coach of SSB Women, Miss Juliet Miranda. She spoke to us, and let's see what she has to say.
In the dressing room, the players are more confident, so we are ready to take the 3 points within this game.
And you will be facing Mata Rukmani FC today. So what are your thoughts on the opponent?
So we are well prepared. So whatever mistakes which are committed last match, it won't be repeated over here. We have to prove that we are better compared to last match.
Thank you.
So categorically, Shakti sir, she mentioned that whatever mistakes committed in the previous game won't be repeated in this one.
Agreed, and for them, they are a better side on paper. When we go into this game, and Juliet, she knows that it's important. Every game is important now because that lost against Gokulam has definitely delted that progress. But again, as I told, it's just 2 games, a long league. There is always an opportunity to come back, and goal average are definitely going to count when you play a long league. So not only a win, but a very convincing win with at least a difference of 4 goals will help SSBT.
And in this edition of the Hero Indian Women's League, we've seen 12 teams are participating, which means 66 matches. So, how do you see this extended format of the Hero Indian Women's League in terms of players getting more game time?
See, we always talk about gender equality, and to be honest, I'm so happy that All India Football Federation, the league department, the women's department have came up with a longer league where giving the women's footballers an opportunity to play more competitive games, because as you play more competitive games you get more experience, and through more experience when you go to the national team camps you get that game time. The game time is very, very important because whenever the players go, unfortunately they don't have those game time, but playing 11 games going to give them so much, almost 1,000 minutes of football, competitive football action in a year's time is a very good sign to start with.
Now we're going to have a look at the lineup of SSB Women Football Club. And they have gone with the 4-3-3, and the front three of Dulan Marandi, Ranjita Devi, and Sumila Chanu. Shakti sir, Sumila Chanu is in a new role, operating from the flanks. What might be the thought process behind this?
Again, as we heard in the interview also, Juliet was talking about learning from the mistakes. So they might have planned something against the Mata Rukmani team, which is not that strong as we all know about, going into this game. But every point counts, every goal counts. So it's a very attacking formation, which Juliet has come up for this game especially.
Sandhya, the number 18, and Anibala Devi, the number 6, the two midfielders, the supply line for the front three. Munish in a very deep role. Any chance of her getting isolated during defending?
Again, it depends upon the style of play. It's very early to talk about the style of play because it's also depend upon the opponent which you're going to play. So if they play a free flowing game, it's definitely going to help. And when you talk about this formation of 1-4-3-3, it's an old Dutch football formation which always gives you lot of passing options. You always have triangles in all the directions. So yes, a lot of pass and support play which we are going to see in this game. If the quality of passes are good and your next movement are better, the chances of making more threat and scoring goals will definitely increase.
Which particular player from this SSB Women FC setup impressed you the most so far?
Again, the hat-trick hero, definitely. She is the one, Diler Mirandi, she is going to do, but we need to also watch on Ranjita because she did not score a goal and maybe she might be also hungry to score some goals today.
And also, SSB Women, they've got a decent pen, and as I read, Pooja Topo and also Anju Kumar. It looks like a very decent setup.
Agreed, decent setup, a team which has the experience, the taste of playing in IWL. And when we talk about Mata Rukmani, for them, it's their debut season. So they will also take some time, but let us see how they build up.
This is the Mata Rukmani side making their way out. The side from Chhattisgarh, their debut season in the Hero Indian Women's League. They've lost both the opening games. How difficult is it going to be to navigate this challenge against SSB Women Football Club?
The positive after both the games is they have lost, but they have scored two goals, which is very important against Hans FC, if I'm not wrong. So that is very important. Scoring goals is important. They give us that confidence, and if you can score goals, that means you can play some attacking football, which is important. Irrespective of today's game, it's not about how much goals you're going to concede or how much attack is going to happen on you, but you should not, compromise on your style of play. The attackers need to attack. They need to take some individual initiative. The attacking unit and the mid unit has to combine together and try to at least create those opportunity where it's going to help the team also and put pressure on the opponent SSB team also. They cannot rely on only attackers when we talk about SSG. The defense also have to, they cannot be complacent because we have seen teams, being threatened, trying to create those threat on counter attacks also, which we have seen a lot of goals being scored in that fashion.
Since you are a part of the coach educator, how big the language is a barrier in India when it comes to coach education? Any such anecdotes which you would love to share with us?
Absolutely. Sohan, when we talk about team, India as a country, yeah, it's an amazing country. The good part of it, every place is different. We have a lot of different cultures. Players from different regions come together. They play together, and we also know football is a universal. We don't. It's a universal language. We don't need to communicate as such, but yes, basic communication is very very important. And we have seen players stop communicating in English and Hindi, which are two major languages when we try to coach a pan India level team. But still, when you work together, when you play together, those combinations, those communication, not only the verbal communication, but a lot of non-verbal communication, the body language, the kind of movement which I'm going to make. Players understand if I'm running towards the towards the wing side, what is I'm expecting. So a lot of football is also based on the kind of movements you make on the field. So yes, it is a challenge, but players and coaches, they always have a solution for it, and they should have the solution for it because there is a nice saying that with the birth of every problem, there is also a birth of a solution.
And I've asked this question to each and every guest. Your thoughts on the Indian Arrows model introduced by the All India Football Federation in the Hero Indian Women's League?
Again, a very good stepping stone for helping the youngsters to get the game time because we have seen, this 16, 17, 18 years girls, if they get more game time at the elite level and, playing against the elder women's or the senior women's than them, which is going to give them a lot of confidence and not only confidence but the experience also of facing the stronger opponents because they are the future of Indian women's national team. Today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, they're going to be part of the senior national team. The more better pathway, I think so, this is one of the nice pathway created by the All India Football Federation for the creating the women's Indian Arrows team, which is definitely going to help this women's team, and the coach is going to work with the senior national team to see that how they are progressing.
Now let's hear from the head coach of Mata Rukmani, Sandeep Singh, what he has to say before this crucial time.
On the opponent.
SSB is a tough team. They had a good outing in the last game and were unlucky to not get the 3 points. And I'm sure they're going to play with the same good show against us. So we have to be ready and have to give our 100%.
Well, your take on this?
Unfortunately, looking at the coach also, I feel the confidence level was a bit low. But yes, it is very important that coach is the one who puts the motivation into the player, the energy to the players is passed on to the player. It doesn't matter. It's a long league. It's a lot of learning, and I feel every game some learning has to be taken out and try to work on it. And it doesn't matter whom you are facing. The 90 minutes are very important, and those 90 minutes you have to enjoy the game. You have to work on specific team tasks. The strategies are being prepared. The game, the way we want to play, the style of play is also being explained to the player. The not only the individual duties position wise, but also the duties for the lines and the zones have been, I am sure, has been explained to the players, and they have to try to see that they need to be as good as possible. I know nobody can be 100%, no team can be the best forever, but yes, you never know if today is your day and it's not SSB's day. We can also see a big upset. So let us go with a positive intent, positive mind, and let's the 90 minutes get over.
If you were in charge of Mata Rukmani today, since you've been part of the Delhi Dynamos team previously, what would have been your message in the dressing room?
Very difficult. But again, as a coach, for me, is the performance. I would only say to my player, irrespective of the result, I am not, looking at the result. I am only looking at your individual performance. If you perform good, that is what I want. Because we have seen team playing very good football, still they are losing, and team playing bad football and winning. But nobody appreciate a team playing bad and winning. Everybody appreciate a team which plays an excellent football, yet they lose. The crowd, the fans, everybody appreciate. So for me as a coach, it's not about the scoreline. It's about you 11 players who are playing inside has to give your best, irrespective of the result or the outcome of the game.
And the prospect of representing India at the highest level of the beautiful game may sound very overwhelming. Is the Hero Indian Women's League creating a pathway for more players, as you have mentioned, to venture outside their comfort zone?
Agreed, because now if you see, thanks to Eurosports, YouTube, where the games are being showed live, so now the exposure which was lacking is also there. So now this is a platform to showcase your talent to not only the handful of people, but to all Indian football fan, not only in India but across the globe. And you never know, lot of leagues happening across Asia or Europe may find you interesting, and they may also give you an opportunity to play in top league. We know that Bala Devi is playing in Scotland, and why only Bala Devi? Why not more? And this is that opportunity where these girls have to perform, they have to show their talent, and then you never know that a lot of Indian girls playing abroad will be a very common thing in future.
Now let's get into the team news of the away team for the day, Mata Rukmani. We'll have a look at their lineup, and they have gone with a 4-3-3 as well. A slightly proactive approach. They need points on board at any cost. This is their setup. Meena Kashyap keeping her place between the sticks. Tanvi and Nilima, Pinky and Naina making up the back four, with Payal, Reet Kashyap and Lakshmi Mandavi forming the midfield three and the front three, with Kiran in a central role and flanked by Priyanka to her right and Ripika to her left.
Yes, and if we see Reet Kashyap, she is the only one who has scored that goal when we are talking about. So one positive after it, scoring a goal in the IWL itself is an achievement, but taking confidence from that, and now this is a kind of a blessing in disguise for Coach Sandeep, because they are playing the same formation as the SSB team playing. So it's 1-4-3-3 against 1-4-3-3. So now I feel individual responsibility. When we cut down the 11v11, it comes down to 1v1. So if the players take that challenge that I'm going to mark my player when I'm defending, and when I get an opportunity, I'm going to try to beat past that one opponent. So those 1v1 duel, if you start winning those 1v1 duel and the combinations duels, I feel there is always a chance of creating pressure on your stronger opponent. So I hope we don't see a one-sided affair. We see some good challenge from Mata Rukmani team, and it is an interesting game today.
One of the weaknesses of playing in a 4-3-3, sir, is you have a chance of getting vulnerable at the back, especially from attacks down the wings.
But
How crucial is
again,
the role of the wing backs in this occasion?
again, Sohan, when we talk about the formation, we don't only talk about the zones, the attacking zone, the mid zone, or the defensive zone. We also talk about the channels. The central channel is very, very important. But when we only talk about the left channel or the right channel. We forgot about those, the half spaces. Because if we talk about elite
Hmm.
football, those are the spaces where we see the gaps between the central defender and the side back, which has been exploited a lot at elite level. But here, as you said, when women's football we have seen games, they try to get compact too much. So it becomes so squeezed, they get so squeezed that those spaces, as you rightly said, on the wings, they are created. If they are horizontally and vertically equally distributed, they try to play in their particular zones and try to communicate with the players who are playing in front of them. Then I feel that those gaps or those spaces which are created on the wing side can be dealt with.
Before I end this, my last and final question is to you. Since the Hero Indian Women's League is growing in stature over the years, we saw in the last edition as well some quality football being played. So, what is your expectation from the ongoing season?
Again, when we talk about every season, we want to see the performance going up higher, and that is what I have been very fortunate to see, that the women's football, the kind of level it is, the way they are moving up, and the support from All India Football Federation is also that very soon, uh, in this year's November, we're going to see the under 17 women's World Cup also. So a lot of activity around women's football is happening now. This is the time for the woman power to come up and show their worth, that yes, now we got the opportunity, and let us also perform and make the Indian football proud of it.
Thank you so much, Sakti sir, for giving your time. And now we'll go back to the commentary box and live action coming up your way from the Capital Ground. Welcome to the Hero Indian Women's League's Sunday triple header. And the first up is the SSB Women Football Club against Mata Rukmani, with the women from the Mecca of Indian football within couple of wins away from piling pressure on the top form. As for Mata Rukmani, they'll focus more on immediate needs, which must win in 3 matches. Well, these are the match officials. The referee for today's game is Ranjita Devi, and she is going to be assisted by Chimchim Serto and Debbala Devi. The fourth referee for today's game is Manjeet Singh, and the match commissioner Tejesh Shah. And SSB Women Football Club picked up their maiden win in the Hero Indian Women's League this season in a heated contest against the Hans Women Football Club at the Battalion Ground on 15th April, with Dulan Marandi scoring a wonderful hat-trick followed by a brace from Purnima. The first side from West Bengal registered their first win in the tournament this season, and today they take on Mata Rukmani Football Club, and SSB will be looking for a quick fire double and enter the top 4 with a win, and stands in their way are the 11 Indians raring to prove they are no pushovers. The Kanyashri Cup winners, winning the tournament 2 times in a row, and that win on 2020-21 final was the most memorable one, because they defeated the Kolkata Giants East Bengal, and they are the semi-finalists of the Hero Indian Women's League's 3rd edition. Talking about Mata Rukmani, the approach would be to treat it just like another game, and they would try to enjoy themselves. They just want to be able to play their natural game and focus on the match instead of the occasion. And they know that SSB women are a much better team than what their last results suggests,
and they will be gunning to face them. They are the hosts, and Mata Rukmani will have to be at their best to get anything from this particular encounter. Mata Rukmani conceded a late goal against Odisha Police at the battalion ground, and coming into the game, they had a dismal start to their campaign, losing both the previous matches to the Setu Football Club and Odisha Police, and Mata Rukmani would want nothing less this evening. And now the teams are getting ready to come out of the tunnel. And let me throw some light on the lineups in case you've just joined us. And SSB Women Football Club continuing with a 4-3-3, and not just the system, even the players, and no changes from Juliet Miranda from the loss against Gokulam Kerala, which should have ideally been more than just 2-0, as Munesh Kumari Anibala Devi lost the midfield battle that night, and Dulan Marandi had a hatful of chances. No wonder she's been given the freedom to support Ranjita Devi. Once again, anything to get the best from the striker. Well, Juliet Miranda and her voice cutting through the Odisha humidity is something we've gotten used to while watching the Hero Indian Women's League. And Sumila Chanu on that barren run, she came a shade closer to ending it with a flick. She is always a threat in the air and always a thorn among the defenders. This is the referee for today's game, Ranjita Devi, with the two skippers. The number 23 is the skipper of Mata Rukmani, Kiran Pisda, and Dular Marandi will be leading the SSB women side. Neha Khanam is the big name on the bench for SSB Women Football Club. She did come on in the last game to calm things down. There is a probable debut for the Indian recruit Anju Kumar. Will she and Gunjan be the other go-to players? Rukmani only making two changes, including the return of Payal Kawasi and Lakshmi Mandavi, also making their IWL starts for the club as the think tank of Sandeep Singh packed midfield to stop SSB women today. Priyanka Ripika Koram and Tanvi Kore are in the starting pack, but it was Reet Kashyap who was the last player from ahead of the defense line to score a goal for Mata Rukmani Football Club. And that just tells you how desperately they need the frontmen to produce the goods. Sandeep Singh will be in the dugout, his third match as a head coach. In a different element, he will want Kiran Pisda to get among the goals. Again, it's been quite a while she popped up with one. And meanwhile, experience on the bench for Mata Rukmani Football Club, and among the subs, Priyanka Futon and Vandana Dhruv, both available to be called upon. One win in their last two and quickly slipping down the table are the SSB Women Football Club, and Juliet Miranda will hope Dular Marandi will score, given that she's taken the most number of attempts for the Siliguri-based side, who will play in Ranjita Devi on the wings. And today the main issue is that they have tried to find a way to play but often fail to find a way when it comes to scoring goals and winning games. A few changes in the team for this match, and one of them is the slight adjustment as Ranjita. She started in a central role in the previous game, but now she will be operating from the flanks because the time to experiment is now a luxury for SSB Women Football Club. And we are underway at the Capital Ground in Bhubaneswar with match number 16 in the Hero Indian Women's League. And SSB Women Football Club and Mata Rukmani have both struggled in the Hero Indian Women's Leagues so far, but one of them showing a desire to get back to winning ways, and spurred by Juliet Miranda and her abilities to make a team bounce right back. We saw that. She did it in the Kanyashri Cup last 2 seasons, and maybe some of that aura will be needed to polish the SSB Women Football Club. And Mata Rukmani know a rut in football can become a rot very soon, and shot shy and fouled the most. Mata Rukmani need brightening themselves, and they have got the likes of Kiran Pisda for exactly that. Mata Rukmani walk into this on the back of 2 losses and failed to collect any points so far out of a possible 6, and that is without Kiran Pisda getting among the goals. But as the season progresses, top strikers they step up, and Kiran, and that run has been talked about, and forwards do not like that kind of stats, and there is only one way to end it. And of course the big news is that Lakshmi Mandavi is back, and Reet Kashyap was contesting, and there is something different about this team now. If they go on a run, they can really book the pressure for the top 4. And they will look to end their 2-match winless run against the SSB Women Football Club this evening. And the fans watching and cheering on from the safety of their home, and predicting that there will be lots of goals to cheer for. An early movement for SSB. This is the number 4, lot of space to cross it in, and it comes towards the back post. Urmila Chanu got to stop the ball, selling one dummy to her marker, this time onto a strong right foot. In comes the floater. That was really very close. A lot of quality in the delivery sent in by Sumila Chanu, shifting it very quickly onto her right side and sending in a floater. A telling touch at the back post would have done the trick for SSB Women Football Club. That was the only thing missing in this game. Just a touch away from heading their noses in front in this game, SSB Women. And this is the left back, Monica, a 2-time senior national for Haryana. Sumila Chanu's crossing straight to Meena Kashyap. A very safe start from SSB. Getting a foot in is Reet Kashyap. She's the only player, the only goal scorer to be precise, for Mata Rukmani this season. She scored in that 6-1 loss to Setu FC back on 16th April. That game was played at the 7th Battalion ground. The last game though, they lost to Odisha Police by a solitary goal at the same venue. Ranjita Devi shimmies her way into the box. Is the number 4, Purnima Linda. And now a counter could be on here for Mata Rukmani. Kiran is chasing this, and eventually she won't get there. They are looking to end their 2-match winless run against SSB this evening. And the style of play and end product, always a clash in terms of what you get more. And if you get one, you may not get the other. And if you get the other, you may not get the first one. Both the sides needs to get on the points and needs to get their acts together. And SSB again on the charge down the right hand side. Attempted cross from Purnima Linda is blocked. It's going to be the first corner kick of the game for the side from West Bengal. And both the sides need to get on the points. SSB Women, there is more than hope for them. There is so much to play for. The top 4 position to play for in this game. Purnima Linda. The delivery is flat. Problem for the goalkeeper. Getting something on the ball, Meena Kashyap. And Mata Rukmani, they survive. A beautiful technique applied by Purnima Linda. She played for the India under-19 side in Vietnam and also appeared in the senior national for West Bengal. And the flag stayed down, and now she's one-on-one with Naina, choosing a short pass towards the number 14. Comes out all the way to Shumitra Munda. Wide on the far left. This time, exploiting the half spaces is the number 6 of SSB women, Anibala Devi. And those two wide midfielders and the wide fullbacks would look to connect with the wide midfielders who've got good eyes for goal. And the job gonna be a rest on the shoulders of Purnima Linda and Monica to provide the width, combine with the two wingers, Ranjita Devi and Sumila Chanu. We already can see some shades of the way SSB Women Football Club wants to play, exploiting the flanks. And there is a chase on from Ripika. Ripika can't get the cross in. She was looking for a first time ball in. SSB were nicely organized at the back. That's a square pass, shades of handball. A very loose pass in the end, picked up by Mata Rukmani in a dangerous area. A tame right footer. She was not allowed to have a clear shot at goal, disturbed by Anibala. A possession football early on from SSB. This particular venue, a Capital Ground, happens to be the sports ground of Capital High School in Bhubaneswar. And the notable features, it has given rise to many well-known personalities in science, sports, politics and music. Capital High School, an excellent infrastructure within the school premises. The huge playground and the prayer hall have been used for many state-level activities. Much stress on formal education of students as per the curriculum, importance to games and other physical activities, stress on the cultural activities like music, dance, art, craft, etc. Sympathy words towards the weaker sections of the society in form of free hostel accommodations and financial aids. SSB women, that it does look 4-3-3 on paper. There transitions into a 4-1-4-1 formation, and this formation just keeps changing by game or even within the game as well. So it is becoming increasingly difficult to nail professional teams down to just one single formation. And that being said, two of the most popular formations in the world right now are the tactical flexibility of 4-3-3 and 4-1-4-1, both of which have been used heavily by Pep throughout his career. Ultimately, the formation has to suit the players that you have and their developmental, psychological and philosophical characteristics. But the 4-3-3 and 4-1-4-1 are two very similar formations. Is perhaps a little more physically demanding and tactical complex, while 4-3-3 is perhaps more rooted in wing play. The collaboration of the midfield triangle. And here they come again, beating her man for pace. Ranjita, cross comes in. And somehow managing to deal with it is the number 5. That is Pinky Kashyap of Mata Rukmani. Picking her way through was Ranjita Devi down the right. She played in the international friendly matches for India at Indonesia against Hong Kong. She's got a lot of experience under her belt. Those two players, Ranjita Devi and Sumila Chanu, which Mata Rukmani got to keep an eye on. can cause a lot of problems with their pace. A very tricky player. They've got wonderful attacking flair, both Sumila Chanu and Ranjita Devi. Both of them coming from Manipur. Pace is quite obvious for players playing down the flanks. Some of them also likes to operate as a inverted forward or as an inside forward on that account. Likes cutting inside without the ball in possession and loves receiving it near the final third and reduces the gap with the frontmen. There's that high interception. A battle for the ball. Reet Kashyap. Payal. She is dispossessed. SSB women trying to release Ranjita time and again from the right. This time she's been well marked by Lakshmi Mandavi. This is Sumitra trying to spread it wide on the far left towards Sumila Chanu. The plan did work out. And here they come. And every time she makes those runs, her shirt needs to be pulled from behind. Cross was a stereotype, too close to the goalkeeper, Manju. She played for India at the under-13 level in Sri Lanka and also for the Indian under-18 team in France. This is Marandi, the hat-trick scorer. A skillful play from Marandi. The shot is not the one to remember. Dular Marandi, the player to keep an eye on. SSB's elite player, operates down the middle. A very able playmaker as well, apart from playing as a target man up top. That back heel from Ranjita Devi didn't come off. A lot of movement down the right hand side. Here comes SSB, the number 18, getting a lot of space. Disappointing delivery in the end. And it was Sandhya. Played for the India under-18 team back in 2013. And now inside the penalty area, Dular Marandi, the challenge got to be made with a lot of care. Sandhya's attempt and goes over the crossbar. It's a goal kick. And a Mata Rukmani player is down. Odisha Police eked out a narrow 1-0 win over Mata Rukmani in their second match of the Indian Women's League here on Wednesday. And Odisha Police earned an early free kick in the 5th minute. Sarojini Tirke drew a foul in a dangerous area. However, the local club couldn't capitalize on the free kick. And subsequently, in the 17th minute, Aarti Khadia found an opportunity to score as she cut in from the left flank, but her attempts on goal missed the frame by Whisker. At the other end, Mata Rukmani too had a chance to take the lead before half time. But going forward, Priyanka Kashyap hit the side netting as the scoreline remained 0-0. And after the restart, Sarojini again found herself in a goal scoring position, missing the target completely. In another game, Kickstart maintained their winning streak as they handed Sirvatam Sports Club a consecutive defeat after a dominant 7-0 win. And there's that gap to shoot, well seen by Ranjita Devi. It's been deflected behind for a corner kick. And the corner comes in, and no damage done. And goes out for a goal kick. Ranjita Devi was the player interested for it. She's been very active, been the most threatening player for SSB so far this evening. And Naina running the ball up the pitch. Excellent lofted pass. It's going to trickle out for a throw-in. SSB women. They recruited the women footballers back in 2017, and the team starts from then and further registered under the Indian Football Association IFA in the year 2018 and champions of Calcutta Women's Football League 3 times, winning it for the first time in 2019, and the shot coming in easily collected. Also champions of NALCO Women Football Championship back in 2018, champions of Tejashwini Cup at Kolkata back in the year 2021. Lots of success for a club newly set up. Currently they are going through a purple patch, and after a promising start against Hunts Women Football Club, a 2-0 defeat into the hands of the defending champions, and despite having a wonderful first half, it's never easy playing against the likes of Gokulam Kerala, packed with the players, the national team players, even the foreign players in El Shaddai and Wintan plays for their respective countries. But still, SSB Women Football Club managed to do a remarkable job in gifting the football fans a very wonderful first 45 minutes. But it was El Shaddai, the Ghanaian striker. She came on and changed the colour and complexion of the game with an early strike. Lots of positives to take from that game for SSB women. They can rattle teams if they get into their mojo. We saw how they frustrate East Bengal during the Kanyashi Cup final. There's the cross in. No trouble whatsoever for the SSB goalkeeper Manju. Ranjita Devi, Munesh Kumari, another India sub-junior international. That's a perfect pass, perfectly brought down by Sumila. Run being offered by Dulan Marandi. She's got defender at her back. Gets help from Sumila. Sumila away from one. Sumila's ball in. Not easily dealt. Still a chance is open, and it has gone into the back of the net. And it is the number 18, Sandhya Kashyap, with the goal for SSB Women Football Club. And we have an early start here at the Capital Ground. And it was too obvious. It was inevitable. They were piling on the pressure. And eventually Sumila Chanu's cross, not the greatest of the headers from Nilima. And eventually the ball falling very kindly for the waiting number 18, Sandhya Kashyap, who makes it 1-0 for SSB Women Football Club. This is their 7th goal being scored in this competition. They've scored 6 against Hunts, failed to score against Gokulam Kerala, and they conceded a couple of goals as well. So defensively they are not very solid, and if Mata Rukmani can play the game the right way, can target the vacuum barriers in the SSB defense, they could produce something from this game. Trying to kill the bounce. It was slightly awkward for the goal scorer to control, and quickly onto her was Naina Jal. Sandhya, Ranjita, Dulan Marandi takes over. Dulan Marandi just trying to do too much on her own. Possession is still with SSB Women Football Club. Another attempted diagonal, this time easily defended by Mata Rukmani, And now they're developing a move down the middle. Look at the gap between the two centre backs. She is one-on-one. And the second touch deserting Kiran Pisda. And what a glorious chance goes begging for Mata Rukmani. They might not get them during the course of the game again. And when you are up against a side like SSB Women, whatever chances you get, you got to take them with both hands. It was a wonderful moment, brilliant ball. A wonderful gap between the two central defenders of SSB. Kiran Pisda had a clear run and unfortunately couldn't make it count. That is going to be hurting them if they end this one being on the receiving end. Dular Marandi, a nice exchange, a nice drag back as well. This time the attempt is disappointing. 21 minutes on the clock, a couple of chances for the home team SSB Women. Chances also falling in favor of Mata Rukmani. Kiran Pisda with the easiest chance of the game so far, at least in the first 22 minutes. She just could not make it count. And also a warning signs a rude awakening for SSB. They cannot afford to be complacent at the back. Shakti Chauhan also spoke about it during the pre-match studio. And what a ball! First time cross is open, but offside flag went up against the number 7, Priyanka. And the way they are turning over possession, Mata Rukmani, a clear indication that they have got potential in the squad. I only think the direction is slightly lacking. And if they manage to keep the ball for too long and play it among themselves, and that will help them in terms of gaining confidence. As you can see, Reet Kashyap and Payal are sitting deep, trying to make the machine tick. So far giving a tough fight to SSB Women when it comes to the midfield battle. Here comes SSB. This time operating from the middle. A lot of space for Sumila Chanu to exploit. Stepping in at the right time, Nilima Kaka, the number 18. No nonsense from her. Can't do anything more than that. This time the ball is deflected in. Collected on the edge of the area. And now moving it forward very quickly. There's that intriguing run being made from the left hand side. Making the wrong choice. The move breaks down. Shaping up for a cross, and it comes. A deflection straight towards Dular Marandi. A zipping attempt. It was a very difficult technique to apply. Dular Marandi zipping past her marker, creating half a yard. I couldn't test the goalkeeper. She had her sides protected. That's the heavy touch, recovered well. Launching it long, a very vital touch there by Poonam. The attack is still on. There's the ball towards the back post, goes all the way through towards Ripika. They are looking good. Going in the attack, Mata Rukmani. They're showing they've not just come here to make numbers. They're going to take the game to SSB. Beginning of the game, we thought they're going to sit deep and play defensive, but they're trying to control the game now, Mata Rukmani. And they've got their backs to the wall now. Lost the previous 2 matches and now trailing by a goal in this game. They got to come out of their shell. Now it is a high time. With the Hero Indian Women's League's points table getting mercurial and volatile, the top 3 race gonna heat up. Kickstart and Gokulam Kerala with equal number of points, and if SSB manages a win here, it will take them to 6 points. Setu Madurai has a chance leveling with Gokulam and Kickstart when they take on Indian Arrows later in the day at the Kalinga Stadium. And that game also going to be live and exclusive on Eurosport and also streamed live on the YouTube channel of Indian football team. All the live action of the Hero Indian Women's League coming your way. You can view the matches straight from your dressing room. It's been a phenomenal tournament so far. Only 2 matches ended in a goalless draw, and apart from it, we've had goals in each and every game. A whistle for the drinks break. SSB making a quick start. Sandhya Kashyap breaking the deadlock on the 18th minute mark. Since then, Mata Rukmani making a comeback, creating a couple of wonderful chances on the counter. And the prime among them was Kiran. She was bursting towards the penalty area, one-on-one with the goalkeeper at one point of time. Couldn't make it count, and this was the goal scored by Sandhya Kashyap, capitalizing on a stray header from Nilima. And the number 18 onto it in a flash, and opening the score line for SSB Women Football Club. Juliet Miranda and the assistant coach Anandya Sasmal. This is Sandeep Singh, the head coach of Mata Rukmani. The side from Chhattisgarh, never easy to assemble a squad coming from such a remote area. That is the beauty of the sport. And All India Football Federation spreading love across the country for this beautiful sport. Also encouraging the youths, attracting them towards the game of football. And that is the ultimate mission, to create more interest for this particular sport, which is so famous worldwide and is also referred as the greatest show on earth. Could not take on Purnima Linda. She stood firm there, still battling for it. And now a side-footed attempt. She opted for placement. That was a clever take by Payal Kawasi. Thinking with a lot of cunning, the number 14. A side-footed attempt. Missing the target by a whisker. A lot of space down the right now. Taken a deflection in the way. And corner kick for Mata Rukmani Football Club. First corner kick for them. Can they make something of this set piece chance? A perfect time for an equalizer. Getting a lot of distance on it. Chance on the half volley. Just had to adjust her body. Not managing to do so. Players on rushing very quickly onto the ball. She lost the sight of the ball. And so at the half an hour mark, here at the Capital Ground, it is still 1-0 in favor of SSB Women Football Club. And this is the jersey number 18, moving the ball with a lot of urgency. The number 6, Anibala Devi. Sandhya Kashyap rotating the ball from one end to the other. A lot of fluidity in their passing, finding each other's well brilliantly. There is always a player available between two defenders, and going forward in collective numbers is the SSB side. It's been a wonderful passing game from them so far. No whistle has gone. Has been given as a free kick. And now the give and go. This is a decent move, unlocking the right hand side, but the fullback staying along with the attacker. Oh, well done. Excellent work by Nilima. Putting in a lot of hard work early on. The central defender. And now exploding down the flanks. Coming back in towards Kiran. She is dismantled very easily. Got to be up on their toes. It's still not all lost. What a ball for Sumila Chanu. Left corner of the penalty area. A support arrives in the form of Anibala. Anibala with a long ranger. Oh my word! What a fiery strike! And she made it look so simple. No reaction at all. And that went in like a tracer bullet. Anibala Devi with a belted of a strike. From 20 yards out, no one, absolutely no one closing her down. And it's 2-0 for SSB. Struck it with a lot of venom. Goalkeeper Meena Kashyap stood by surprise. She was not expecting that. What a goal. And what a goal to start the day with. 3 matches coming up today as well. 2 matches going on simultaneously. The other one at the 7th Battalion ground. Dulan Marandi. Looking for more. SSB. Sandhya. Anibala. Still with Anibala. And the clearance coming in from Tanvi. And there's the ball forward towards Priyanka. Priyanka stretching it to the left for Ripika. Ripika with the first time cross in. It was a low one. The goalkeeper had all the time in the world to deal with it. One more attack for SSB. Completely miscued. This time by Nilima, one of their trusted centre back. Taking their time now. SSB women on top of Mata Rukmani at this point of time. That's a lovely interchange. Got to play the ball toward down the middle where the run was offered by Kiran. She didn't look that way. Priyanka. And sensing the danger, Purnima Linda very quickly closing her down. And a long clearance. Mata Rukmani also with a very attacking approach. The centre backs are really very comfortable playing in a back three, good at communication and not getting into each other's way. It is refreshing to see. And when the team transitions to 3-5-2, the two wide centre backs, they have the pace, power and positioning to cover the wing backs and be really very comfortable on the ball. And Kiran, Priyanka, Ripika are trying to work well together, making those tireless runs into space and pulling the opposition out of position. This particular pass was aimless. It's going to be favouring the goalkeeper anyway. Time and again looking for Ripika. The two wingers are trying to combine among themselves. One of them laying it off for the other. Here comes Sumila Chanu. Sumila checks inside on the 1-2. A slight miscontrol there from Ranjita Devi. Purnima Linda. Dular Marandi. Looking for the third. And now joining in the attack is Monica. Opting to go short towards the number 40. It's a dipping shot. Top netting. The attempt from Munesh Kumari. Got the elevation. Got the dip. Just too much precision in the end. Cutting that one out. High up in the opposition zone. Payal. Once again Anibala. Nice fake by the number 6, who is getting into attacking positions, trying to wrong foot the full back and almost managing to do so. Sumila Chanu. Headed down towards the overlapping Purnima Linda. Nicely wrong footing Anibala. This time a snapshot taken. It was nowhere near the target. And now a change is getting ready for SSB. Is going to be the number 13 coming on. Pooja Topo. Monica is off. A defender coming in for a defender. A like-for-like change. She was having problems with her hamstring, Monica. Excellent turn. Immediately away from the marker, Dular Marandi. Priyanka. This is Ranjita Devi. Sandhya. Just trying to find that half an inch of space to shoot. And now buying a yard for themselves. Nice turn and pass. And now she is on the run. Priyanka. And this time from the left, she's got Purnima for company. Priyanka stops and turns and delivers. Pooja killing the bounce, bringing the ball under her control. Oh, it's an excellent pass. The flag has stayed down. Dular Marandi perfectly timing her run. Cross comes in towards the back post. Will be kept alive by Sumila. Sumila again towards the back line. Here's the pullback towards Sandhya. And Anibala from distance. Oh, this time straight to the keeper. Excellent stuff. Excellent phase of play from SSB Women Football Club. A wonderful display by the side from West Bengal. Well covered, well seen. on this occasion by Purnima Linda. Pass was a little bit sloppy. Pooja Topo advancing into the Mata Rukmani area. A very poor giveaway. In order to bounce back, Mata Rukmani got to have possession of the ball. And now Dular Marandi from a tight angle. It's gone out for a goal kick. And that is something SSB women are doing quite successfully. Keeping possession of the ball for too long, in a way frustrating Mata Rukmani. Until and unless they get more of the ball, they cannot make a comeback. And this time Sumila Chanu testing Meena Kashyap. Priyanka, as the ball crossed the line, it is in play. Here comes SSB. Sumila Chanu, one way then the other. Sumila Chanu going for goal, even though there was those two players in red inside the box in Ranjita Devi and Dular Marandi for options. But Sumila Chanu, she was well within her rights to go for goal, targeting the second post. Very difficult for the players to resist the temptation. She goes once more, and this time drawing a wonderful save of Meena Kashyap. She just beats it away for a corner kick. This time managing to hit the target, the number 9. Corner number 4 for SSB before going into the break. Confusion there. And what a goalkeeping howler from Meena Kashyap. My goodness. And SSB Women Football Club goes 3-0 ahead. It's gone in from the corner directly. A slight in-swing floater. Excellent technique applied. Using the instep. It was a clear stake for Meena Kashyap. She was not under any kind of pressure. Somehow not managing to deal with it. Butterfingers from the goalkeeper. And the ball eventually slipping under her and landing into the back of the net. 3-0 for SSB Women Football Club. They are well in control of this game. Still a minute and a half of regulation time remaining in this half. And Mata Rukmani did start the game positively, but as the game progressed, SSB Women just getting onto their own, and that goal scored by Sandhya Kashyap bringing them back on track. There's going to be no submission from SSB. There won't be any as long as Sumila Chanu, she is on the ball, she's present on the pitch. Angled in across, cleared away. Purnima, Anibala. Beautiful footwork there by Munesh. Ball retention has been very quick from SSB in this game. The ball played forward towards nobody in a no man's land, only for Manju to collect. Additional time of 2 minutes. Purnima between the line. That's a smart pass to nullify the pressure. Lifting it over the top for Sumila Chanu. Perfectly arranged for the number 9. Beautiful footwork. Sumila Chanu this time tried to check onto her right. Reading her intention was Tanvi Kore. And getting her foot in at the right time. In fact, it's Pinky Kashyap. Now one more corner before going into the break for the SSB team. Headed on by Poonam. Falls nicely, perfect bounce. And the shot is wide. Now the clearance just dropping on the edge. Pooja. Dulan Marandi. SSB looking good. Looking for one more before going into the break. Dulan Marandi. Pooja. Her attempt has gone out of the field of play. Only 5 seconds remaining in this half. Referee has blown the whistle for half time. And it has ended 3-0 in favor of SSB Women Football Club. Both the teams are starting off brilliantly. It was a very closely contested game, the first 15 minutes at least. It was looking like a seesaw battle. But Sandhya hampering the score line, and then Mata Rukmani still managed to produce the goods up top. A chance fell for Kiran Pisda. She failed to capitalize. Otherwise, the story would have been very, very different. The other first half stats: 76% ball possession in favor of SSB, 17 shots taken, 6 of them on target, only 1 foul committed. No booking so far in the first half. Now we will have a look at the number of shots taken in the first half by SSB women. 17, 5 by Anibala. Sandhya with 3, Dulan Marandi also with 3. A couple of shots from Munesh Kumari, Sumila Chanu, and 1 each from Ranjita Devi and Pooja Topo. Only 2 shots taken by Mata Rukmani, both of them coming in from Payal Kawasi, the number 14. Only 1 foul committed in the first half by SSB, by Dulan Marandi. Surprisingly, then their number 10. No fouls committed by Mata Rukmani in the first half. And now we will have a look at the first half highlights between SSB Women Football Club and Mata Rukmani. Ball floated in by Sumila Chanu. Ranjita Devi's low cross cleared away by Pinky Kashyap. This was the opening goal. Sandhya, a perfect curler into the bottom corner, wrapping her boot around it brilliantly. That was the golden chance for Mata Rukmani after conceding that goal for an equalizer and making a hash of it. Kiran, and a side-footed attempt from Payal Kawasi going wide, and there's the layoff for Anibala, and she bangs it in with a pile driver, and getting the layoff from Sumila Chanu and then bangs it in. Sumila Chanu trying one of her own, and then from the corner going in. Keeper makes a horrendous mistake. It was Purnima Linda's corner. The ball was dipping in, and the goalkeeper should have easily dealt with it. So it has ended 3-0 in favor of SSB women in the first half. We will join you shortly after the break with the second half. Welcome back to the live coverage of the Hero Indian Women's Leagues 2021-22 from the Capital Ground in Bhubaneswar. And it's 3-0 at half-time between SSB Women Football Club and Mata Rukmani. And the side from West Bengal leading by a comfortable margin of 3 goals to 0. And Mata Rukmani also making an early change. Is going to be the goalkeeper. Will be taken off. Meena Kashyap, and coming on is going to be Ishwari Nayak, the number 22. And after conceding the goal from Purnima Linda's corner, that might have drawn away a lot of confidence from Meena Kashyap, which is why Ishwari is getting a nod in the second 45 minutes. So we are off then at the Capital Ground. And what a lovely day, an absolutely glorious weather as we welcome you to a football match of considerable significance and a great consequence in this part of the country. Talking about this for a while, absolutely rolled up into its fantastic numbers. It has been bumper to bumper, and even the traffic outside the road has been extraordinary. But the level of expectations are very, very high. And the fans in queue around the block, they know the day the fixture was announced. We've seen fans at the Kalinga Stadium for the night game. Sumila Chanu looking to take on Pinky Kashyap. And well, Ranjita Devi is there for SSB. She has been their primary provider and scorer of goal from the right. And that tells us enough about the creativity in midfield. But in terms of whipping those deliveries from out wide is the big job for the rest of the players today, especially Sumila Chanu bombing down the right. It's a wonderful comeback from SSB after that 2-0 defeat into the hands of Gokulam. They got to be careful of their profligacy of conceding goals in the second half. There's a long ball straight to goalkeeper Manju. Not troubled so far in this game. The former India under-18. And now the high press applied by Mata Rukmani. They have nothing to lose now. They will be looking to go all guns blazing. Payal. There's the lofted pass into the safe pair of hands of Manju. Meanwhile, Mata Rukmani yet to find a win in the Hero Indian Women's League and will be looking to make amends in the upcoming fixture. The whistle has gone against Ranjita Devi. It was a foul committed on Nilima. The Mata Rukmani head coach Sandeep Singh delivered his thoughts on the previous results and how the team has prepared for the remaining games, and they've not had favorable results in the last 2 games, but it's still important to not get affected by it and keep the morale high. A good piece of defending there by Priyanka Kashyap. Sumila Chanu snapping up the possession. Oh, what a curler! And the moment that ball left her feet, we all knew that going to end up in the back of the net. So much quality on that strike, and one of the finest goals of this season. Sumila Chanu, a wonderful strike. A great technique applied by the number 9 of SSB. Look at that, away from one and then wrapped her boot all over the ball, putting her laces through it. An excellent spin, outfoxing the goalkeeper Ishwari Nayak. And it's 4-0 for SSB. A goal within the first 4 minutes of the second half. We were expecting this game not to be a one-way traffic, but the way things are going at the moment for Mata Rukmani, they need some kind of brightening, and maybe they will look up to this player, Priyanka, for that. But meanwhile, Ranjita again. Turan Marandi, player is down, but play continues. Marandi, layoff for Sumila inside the penalty area. Low shot, oh, taking an unlucky deflection. And it has gone in. And eventually a very poor deflection. A keeper unsighted by the presence of the defender in front of her. Excellent layoff on the left hand side for Sumila Chanu. A ball just going through the legs of Mata Rukmani's jersey number 4. That was Reet Kashyap. She was the only goal scorer for Mata Rukmani so far this season in the Hero Indian Women's League, and now also scoring an own goal for the side. She not to be blamed. She made an attempt to block that low shot. The ball bobbles under her feet and goes into the back of the net. And so it's 5-0 for SSB. Two very quick goals. 6 minutes into the second half. A perfect start for the side from West Bengal. And Nilima Khaka, she is taken out for treatment. Ranjita Devi, she's been SSB's primary creator from the right hand side. It tells us enough about the creativity in midfield, but in terms of whipping those deliveries, Sumila Chanu is bombing down the left flank. Scored a wonderful goal. That has to be one of the goals of the season. It's still early though. We are just into round 3. 8 more rounds to go after this. A lot of space afforded to SSB. One more shot coming in. This time, a side netting it was Sandhya. Struggling to find a way out. Oh, that's a very poor giveaway. Lucky the flag going up against Sumila Chanu. That second goal in the first half, hitting the nail in the head of Mata Rukmani. Since then, nothing going their way. Number 16, Alisha Kashyap, getting ready to come on. She replacing Munesh Kumari. So Alisha is the second substitution made by SSB. In fact, it's Anju Kumar, pardon me, the number 16, Anju Kumar, coming in for SSB. And Umesh Kumari makes way for her. Meanwhile, an indirect free kick have been awarded to SSB women. Just adding salt in their wounds And Ranjita Devi over this free kick. Is goal number 6 loading for SSB Women Football Club. You've got to get the wall in place. The goalkeeper Sumila Chanu and Ranjita Devi into the mix. The newcomer Anju as well away from the ball. I'm expecting Ranjita Devi to lay it back for Anju, staying close to the number 7. 6 players protecting the goal. Sumila Chanu takes it, in fact. Can't bring it down. Anibala. There's gonna be a clearance. Still not fully cleared. Out wide on the right. In comes the ball. Ishwari Nayak. And deceived by the bounce. Getting it back again. Attempted through ball. Poor control, allowing the number 5 Poonam Sharma to clear. The energetic fullbacks and the wing backs, they have fantastic conditioning, just getting up and down the pitch, as well as defending their flanks and being good at one-on-ones, good on the feet, and able to support the midfielders up the pitch. Even the disciplined central midfielders. A movement inside SSB box. Trying to make something constructive out of this move. Mata Rukmani. A player stayed down. We've got a lot of stamina. Sandhya Kashyap and Anibala Devi playing at the same pace. Excellent endurance and willingness to run beyond 90 minutes. Covering every blade of grass. Adept in finding pockets of space in midfield. Marking a striker who is well known to get into those pockets of space. Good to see. She is back on her feet. Kiran Pisda. We've had 9 goals last evening here at the Capital Ground between Hunts Women Football Club and Gokulam Kerala. 5-0 already in this one with about 30 minutes remaining. The highest margin victory of this competition was a game between Gokulam Kerala and Sirvadam. Gokulam winning it by 12-0. And there's the back pass. Almost caught out of position. A nice press from behind. They need more of it. Mata Rukmani. Getting a foot in Anibala. Hot on the heels. Losing out a possession. They're trying their level best to establish their own style in this game. They're struggling with a bit of with their technique, which is why they're not so good at their feet. Sumila Chanu quickly closed down. Pooja Topo stepping inside, beautifully picking out the gap and the run as well of Payal. Payal struggling to go past Poonam Sharma, rolling it down the line. This is Priyanka. Priyanka beating Pooja. Priyanka's ball in, kept out, and the on-rushing player and pulling one goal behind her back is Mata Rukmani. Well constructed move, and finally some joy for the team in yellow. Beating the number 13 Pooja Topo for pace, and then the high cross. Manju had tried to pad it away, but the ball eventually falling towards an on-rushing attacker, and she makes it count. This was the cross, tried to lob it over the goalkeeper, parries it right inside the box towards the on-rushing player, and it's 5-1. Some respite for Mata Rukmani. There's the pullback and a shot from Anibala. A free shot. Well saved by Ishwari Nayak. At the hour mark, it's 5-1 between SSB and Mata Rukmani. Not the greatest of the goal kicks. And Kiran finally finding the back of the net for her team. It's been a long wait for the number 23. And finally that wait comes to an end. Working their way out wonderfully, SSB. They had one eye on keeping a clean sheet. Putting a dampener on that plan is Mata Rukmani. Their third goal, the second goal in fact of this competition. The previous one was scored by Reet Kashyap against Sethu. And they will be in action later in the day against Indian Arrows. There's going to be another very exciting game. And the key difference between the two teams, the shape, it is very, very similar. They offer a team a completely different dynamic. But the team in red slightly more proactive while going forward, slightly more skillful. That zing, that zil from Mata Rukmani's play is missing. They've shown some glimpses of it after conceding the first goal. Kiran had a wonderful chance of becoming the hero of the side had she scored that. Sandhya creating half a yard, and she has nestled it into the back of the net with her rising left footer. And it's 6-0, and Sandhya Kashyap with her second of this evening. It is turning out to be a rout. Raining goals here at the Capital Ground. This is Sandhya wrong footing couple of players, and then her rising left footer. The ball drops beyond the advanced Ishwari Nayak. The ball quickly won back by Mata Rukmani in an interesting area. The final pass just not working out. Sumila Chanu. She is in with a plan here. Ranjita Devi, Dular Marandi, can't reach it. Switching play, this time on the right hand side. Tussle is on with her shoulder from Nana. There she is. Key similarity of both the formations is that in defense they can both take the shape of more defensive 4-5-1, And yet teams typically playing these formations don't usually take the approach. And the role of number 6, the defensive midfielder, is so crucial in both the formations, and however they have more of a close supporting crew in 4-3-3. This time finding a space for the cross, and no one attacking the ball from the left hand side. And now Mata Rukmani there away. A misplaced pass, Poonam picking it up. Some key differences and similarities. On paper, this formation might look very similar, however, depending on the team's style of play. Went up for the header. Sumila Chanu can't get there. And Nilima getting there first. A chance to counter. Not successful. Vandana Dhruv has come on for Mata Rukmani. Payal, she's been taken off. And all the players playing for SSB are their employees. Many of them played for Junior India in the past. This time sent in with pace. Side netting. And after scoring those goals, no reaction from the SSB players. Almost as if they knew that they're going to win. And the ball is still in play. Kiran. And that goal certainly will give her a lot of confidence. Chanu. Sandhya. Dular Marandi. Dropping deep. Got to look towards the right. And bombing from the right hand side is Purnima Linda. She couldn't get there on time. And Nilima steps across to snuff out the danger. Three changes on trot. Getting ready for Mata Rukmani. And they're looking to make all the 5 changes. Anibala. Back to her. Anibala turns towards goal. Progressing forward. Anibala from 25 yards out. A poor touch there from Ranjita. Purnima Linda. Ball still in play. Anibala. Scanning the environment. Game reading from her. Absolutely top notch. And now this will allow time for those changes. Jersey number 10, Priyanka Futon, will be coming on. And the number 11, Ripika, is off. And also Payal going off and coming on. Vandana Dhruv. I spoke about this change earlier. I saw it getting ready in the technical area. There are 2 changes. In fact, the third one coming on as well. Sulekha, a very young player, plays as a defender, the number 15. We'll be excited to see how she operates is going to be a challenge for her, given the fact her side trailing by 6-1. It will be a task for the likes of Priyanka Futon going forward. This is the youngster, Sulekha. Kiran. That's a great ball, perfect weight on the pass. And the number 10, she's on the march. And that was Priyanka. A very vital touch in the way from Poonam. Anibala. Dular Marandi sets it up for Ranjita. Sandhya. A bit of a nothing pass. Pooja. Ranjita is on the ball. And close to her is Sandhya. A very wayward pass. Defending got to be done. Somehow getting away with it. SSB. Looking very sharp, Priyanka. Since she's come on. And now jockeying Dular Marandi's Nana. Sumila Chanu. She was shaping up for a shot and eventually it comes in. A good clean catch for Ishwari Nayak. No pace on it. It came straight at her. The fluidity and in their transitioning is absolutely picture perfect. And if the two central attacking midfielders, the supporting striker, the wingers need to be particularly disciplined in defense, as a result most would opt for the wingers to be support system for the strikers, like Dular Marandi. This allows the central midfielders to drop deeper depending on the situation, and also eliminating the most commonly believed disadvantage of formation with having only one man in defensive midfield. Oh, this might turn out to be a lucky deflection. And on the prowl is the number 10. Came so near in scoring the second goal for Mata Rukmani. Came ever so close. Priyanka Futon. Carrying it forward, Sumila Chanu. Sumila Chanu likes cutting inside. Changing wings, this time from the right. And now making her way into the box was the number 16, Anju Kumar, Pooja. Seen plenty of the ball, SSB. And they are a force to be reckoned with. Shot from distance. One more strike. It's been strikes galore here at the Capital Ground, and Sumila Chanu once more. Both her strikes, in fact, in this game have come from distance. One with her left foot and this time with her right. And the keeper is injured in the process, Ishwari Nayak. 7-1 in favor of SSB. Sumila Chanu just showing that she is equally proficient with her right foot like with her left. It is always advantage for an attacker when you are equally good with both your feet. It adds a different dimension to the game, and as an attacker it makes you very difficult to mark. There is always a chance of a shot coming in from either side. Sumila Chanu just showing that she is capable of producing those long ranges. Second hydration break of this evening between SSB and Mata Rukmani, and Sandeep Singh's side trailing by 7-1. They know it's curtains already for them. And the last 15 minutes, they just got to play for pride, try and get a few goals. The fate of the game is very much sealed. And now Ishwari Nayak, she looks okay. This is Anibala. She also scored a pile driver from 20 yards in the first half. He hits one down the line. Priyanka gives chase. Priyanka waiting for support, and it does come. She's gotten the better of Poonam Sharma. Poonam Sharma kept on tracking her till the last minute. Furthermore, Mata Rukmani, their performance in the last game was much better, and everyone thought that they will give a better account of themselves against SSB. But eventually a lot of difference between these two teams. And furthermore, Sandeep Singh cited concerns about injuries to some of the team members, but also expressed confidence in the other players, urging them to give a fight. And after that opening goal, the entire setup broke down. And the floodgates were opened, and the goals just kept on flowing in. And this is the SSB side. Faced defeat against the defending champions Gokulam Kerala. Was looking to bounce back, in fact. And they have managed to do it successfully. And Juliet Miranda mentioned that all the matches are crucial for them, and they can't underestimate any opponent. And they have to go with a positive mindset, and the opponents are equally good, and they will try to give them a good fight, but will try to take 3 points. Sumila Chanu, she is on a hat-trick. Sumila Chanu skips past a couple of challenges. Ranjita takes over. Sumila Chanu asking for it. She's been obliged. Spreading it to the left. Sandhya with a heavy touch, allowing the number 15 Sulekha to clear. Pooja coming out on top eventually as this particular player, the number 12. Vandana, she came on as a replacement of Payal. Possession is back with SSB, winning it very quickly, and now on the overlap, she got to look towards the right. Purnima Linda dinked in. Good defending from Sulekha. Now the youngster, despite with a slight frame, excellent composure. Very difficult to play in central defense with that height. Sumila Chanu upping the ante. SSB again. This time marginally wide. Dular Marandi trying to join in the party, trying to get on the score sheet. She's gone off after scoring the hat-trick in the opening game. It was a wonderful chance for her to be among the goals. The SSB skipper, weak in her challenge. Purnima Linda got away with the ball. Mata Rukmani, there's the space for the shot. Not in play, not on target either. Or at least that is a shot which ended up as a chance for Mata Rukmani. It was sliced away. Ranjita, a player making a run inside her in Dulan Marandi. Racing from the far side is the number 16. It's a corner kick once again for SSB. The previous one entered into the back of the net via a goalkeeping error. This time taken shot. Purnima Linda towards the right edge of the penalty area. Sumila Chanu thought about it and then thought about playing it to Ranjita. Beating the offside trap. Ranjita goes on the outside. In comes the delivery. Dulan Marandi went up for it. Sulekha staying strong. And Sandhya's shot skied it over the top. Excellent build up. 3-4 very good touches. And they are overloading the flanks, SSB. Not much time left in this game. Only about 8 minutes of regulation time. Clearance is miscued. Anipala. Pooja. Is Sulekha. A commendable performance from Sumila Chanu this evening here at the Capital Ground. Options on the left. Priyanka Fudden couldn't maneuver the space. And there is a lovely ground behind the stadium as well. It is visible. The local lads are playing. A wonderful atmosphere. Some trouble brewing inside SSB goal. Relieving the moment. Sumitra. And there she is. Played for India in the SAF 2014, which was held at Islamabad in Pakistan. A part of India's under-16 team. Also played in the under-18 School World Cup in France for India 8 seasons ago. And Ibala controlling it. Sandhya with one dummy. Sandhya playing it upfield. Pooja trying to shield Pooja. Too much strength applied by the number 13. Eventually too strong for Mata Rukmani's Vandana Dhruv. Now she was offside. Anibala. They're playing it among themselves. SSB has a miss pass. Kiran. And Gunjan Kumari and Neha gonna be coming on for SSB. Sumila Chanu's attempt. She scuffed it on this occasion on a hat trick. A nice shimmy. Sumila Chanu. And Dular Marandi coming back from an offside position. Sumila again. Ranjita Devi in the way. And now help from Dular Marandi. And the ball in towards nobody. Loud change. Time for the subs. Two of them are going to be coming on. And a goalkeeper is also involved in Julia Devi. Jersey number 21. Planning to make 3 changes in fact. Juliet Miranda will be exceedingly happy with the performance of her plays. Pooja. And the ball just bobbling under number 16. Dular Marandi wins it. And now she can get it back. Now she is away. Straight to the goalkeeper. Pooja. Anibala. The way they're tossing the ball around looks wonderful. They are drilled that way, SSB. And the ball is still in play. Over the top. Kiran with the chase. The keeper is there. Manju. Pooja. Pooja Topo. And now it's gone out of play. For a throw-in. Time to make the changes. It's going to be the number 15, the goalkeeper first, number 30. Dharmashila Kumari coming on. The 2 goalkeepers on the bench for SSB this evening. And in fact is the number 13 Dharmashila Kumari coming on. And Ranjita Devi had a wonderful outing. Makes way for Neha. And Dular Marandi will be taken off. And in comes the jersey number 19, Gunjan Kumari. Kiran trying to power past. And there was a couple of players in red upon her. Excellent interception from Purnima Linda. It's going to be additional time of 3 minutes. Sumila Chanu defending from front. Tactically out-maneuvering Sandeep Singh this evening here. Juliet Miranda. It's been a thrilling contest. 8 goals in it. A win will take SSB into the top 3, who are placed 7th at present with 3 points from 2 matches. And they will move to 6 points. Additional time of 3 minutes. Purnima Linda, very, very impressive with her overlapping runs from the right in this game, especially in the first half. A free kick going Mata Rukmani's way. A hint of a handball from Anibala Devi. Can they get the second goal of this game? Mata Rukmani. It's gonna be a consolation one though, but still, if the goals keeps coming in, it's gonna be a lot of positives for them in the remaining games. And that free kick eventually completely wasted. Dharmashila Kumari, her first touch, with only a minute and a half remaining in this game. And ball down the middle. This might break for a red shirt. Somehow handling the situation, Sulekha. And throw in for SSB. We are into the last minute of the game. Neha. It is Anju Kumar towards Sandhya. Ball coming towards Neha. Cut out by the Mata Rukmani defense. Anibala. The number 19 Gunjan. Sumila Chanu. Gunjan making a decoy run, and she's been picked. The cross is out of play. The last and final change of this game. Geeta Kashyap coming on for Mata Rukmani. The last and final change. Making way for her is Priyanka. And that's the full-time whistle from today's referee, Ranjita Devi. It's a 7-1 victory for SSB Women Football Club. And they started off their campaign with a 6-2 over Hunts Women Football Club. Had a slight blip against Gokulam Kerala in their second game. But finally the team from West Bengal, they are back on track as they breeze past Mata Rukmani Challenge by 7-1. It's been a one-sided affair, especially the second half. Only 3 goals in the first and 5 in the second. 4 from SSB and 1 from Mata Rukmani. And this is how it has ended here at the Capital Ground. It's going to be Sumila Chanu, the number 9 of SSB Women Football Club, the hero of today's game. She scored a wonderful brace Two picture perfect long ranges, one with a left foot, the other one with a right. And there she is, today's hero of the match, and she is awarded a check of 5,000 rupees, powered by Hero Motorcorp Limited. We'll have a look at the match stats then. And that's the full-time scoreline confirmation, 7-1 in favor of SSB. Mm, 72% possession, 29 shots taken. 6 by Mata Rukmani, 16 of them on target. Committing 4 fouls, SSB. 6 corners. One of them late in the first half. Made its way into the back of the net. And the other number of shots taken by SSB, 29 in total. Sumila Chanu with 8, Anibala with 6, Sandhya Kashyap with 5, 4 by Dular Marandi, Munesh Kumari, Ranjita with 2 each, and Purnima Linda had 1 shot. The number of shots taken by the visiting team, Mata Rukmani. Only 6 shots, Payal with 2, Priyanka with 1. Kiran Pisda scoring that only goal for Mata Rukmani in this game. Four fouls committed by SSB in this game. 1 each by Anibala, Dular Marandi, Ranjita, Pooja Topo. One foul committed by Ishwari Nayak in this game. And these are the match highlights. Sandhya Kashyap with the opening goal for SSB. Wonderfully taken by the number 18. And then Anibala with a pile driver, making it 2-0 for SSB. Sumila Chanu with an assist, setting it up beautifully for the number 18. And this was the last goal late in the first half, and goalkeeper, the ball eventually bouncing off her glove and entering the back of the net. Very unlucky. And early in the second half, Sumila Chanu with the 4th goal with her left foot, taking past one challenge, and then she lets fly. This is the 5th one, scored by Sumila again from a very tight angle. A deflection off the number 4 of Mata Rukmani, Reet Kashyap. Now this was the goal scored by Mata Rukmani, and Kiran Pisda does well to chase it from the left hand side, and eventually pulling one back for Mata Rukmani. It was 5-1 then. An immediate impact. Sandhya Kashyap with the 6th one. Almost similar to the one scored by Sumila Chanu. This one was slightly more closer. Sumila just showing that not with her left, she's equally good with her right. Scoring the number 7 from 22 yards out. And this is how it has ended. 7-1 in favor of SSB Women Football Club. Thanks for joining us. Goodbye from the Capital Ground.